Hey guys, Ryan here for Bender Wins. Hope everyone's doing well today. Here with your daily free picks. Today's video, guys, as always, brought to you by betopenly.com, the world's first peer-to-peer sports betting site. Definitely check them out, guys, if you haven't checked them out. Best value you're ever going to find in sports betting. Trust me on that one. All right, guys, so good weekend. I did take a couple days off. I've got all my videos out, though, so we didn't miss any plays, and I'm glad I did because we had a good weekend all in all. Friday, I'll do the full recap really quickly. You're not going to go through game by game, but Friday, we went 2-1 in free picks. Saturday, we went 2-1.5, and I'll explain that in a second. Well, we went 2-1, but we actually we broke even on the picks that finished because the game we lost was a 2-unit play. So we won 2 1-unit plays, lost our 2-unit play, but we did win the first half of our open teaser. So for everyone that opened that up, guys, you have it sitting there. We're not going to be in a rush, okay? We're going to pick our spot. We're going to find maximum value. For those of you guys who are interested, I did post my how to win at teaser bets or how to bet on teasers like a professional video a couple days ago, so you guys can check that out. It's like 20 minutes long, but it's going to give you all the information you need to actually have an edge over Vegas. Which is pretty rare. It's pretty rare that you can do something just almost blindly and have an edge over the house. But with this, you can. And then yesterday, anyway, so we have that open, guys. I will not forget about it. Believe me, mine is sitting open as well. So I will, I'll let you guys know, and then we can get that filled when a good opportunity presents itself. Yesterday, guys, we went 3-0. We had 2 plays in the Indy game. We had Houston Indy under 51. We had Houston +8. You know what? I never regret not going 2 units on a game. But as I said I was pretty close to going 2 units on Houston +8. Ultimately, the information that was there available to me, I decided that, you know what? 1 unit was okay. So always afterwards when it wins, you're like, should I have done 2? Look, I went back over it, guys. I still think it's a 1 unit play. But we got the win there, okay? Detroit, Tennessee. I said, look, neither team's going to be very interested in playing any defense. It was evident that they weren't interested in playing any defense. We covered the over 51.5, I think with about 10 minutes to go in the fourth. So still a lot of football to be played and easy cover on that one. So good day, good weekend. We kind of... We take that and we say, all right, good stuff. I know some of you guys, sent me some messages and stuff, and someone commented on here about, doing some extra Christmas shopping, and that's great to hear. I mean, that's why we do this, right? It's entertainment. Obviously, we want to enjoy it, but what's more enjoyable than putting some extra dollars in your pocket and making money and growing your bankroll and being able to ultimately give back to your family and give yourself a better life? So that's what this is all about. So, when I hear stories like that and people, send me pictures and stuff, that's awesome. That makes my day, right? So here's what I got today, guys. I have 5 total plays. I'm giving out 2 free picks, 3 in Masterclass, but I do have a 2-unit play for you guys in the free picks, okay? All right, so before I do that, go through the picks, I do want to discuss with you guys one thing really quickly, and that is I want to start doing the odd kind of Q&A on here. So I'm thinking about actually doing a full Q&A video, maybe even a live stream or something like that. I used to do live streams way back in the day, but I do want to just address the odd question and help people, whether that's through a different video where I do the whole video as question and answer, or if I just answer a couple questions here and there throughout the week. So that's what I'm going to do today, guys. So today's question comes from a viewer, Wrangler Life, and he or she asked, how many bets a day would you place, and what should your goal be money-wise for a day? Thank you in advance. You're welcome in advance. Good question. Look, it is a good question, and it's certainly something that new people coming in, they think, am I betting too many games? Am I betting not enough games? How much should I be making a day, right? And so I'll address that really quickly. And I think it's a fantastic question. And so first off, okay, let's address the second part of that. How much money should I be making a day? Okay, and this is a question I think a lot of people ask. They want, what do you try to make a day? What do what's your goal every day to make? I don't have one. Okay, I don't have it, because if you give yourself a goal, especially a short-term goal for money, then this becomes about the money. And I know that sounds crazy, but it shouldn't be about the money. This should be a battle between you and Vegas. This should be about you beating Vegas, okay? Almost think of it as like a board game, like a game of Monopoly and stuff, right? If you're only thinking about the money aspect and you're trying to hit a target, you're going to find yourself making mistakes that you probably wouldn't otherwise make. I'll give you an example, okay? So let's say for example, you set a goal for yourself. Say I want to make $1,000 a week, okay? And let's say come Sunday, I'll give you two examples. Come Sunday, you're sitting at $900, okay? You only have a couple games you like, but you bet a few extras because you want to try and just, get over the 1,000. And, long term, that is going to affect you in a negative way. On the flip side, you say to yourself, okay, you know what? I want to hit 1,000. Once I hit 1,000 every week, that's it. Like I'm good, right? And let's say, Friday, you hit $1,000 and you think, oh, I hit $1,000. Okay, this is great. I hit my goal. I'm not going to bet the rest of the week and we'll start up again next week. The problem with that then is how much value are you missing? So for me, guys, the focus I have is a long-term ongoing thing, okay? I think too many people focus on how they do in a day, how they do in a week, how they do in a month, even how they do in a year. Because at the end of the day, just because January 1st shows up, what does it really mean in the grand scheme of things, okay? Yeah, you want to look at your results. You want to go back over that stuff and see how you did in the calendar year. But really, what changes? Nothing. You want to look at sports betting as one long, ongoing entity, really. So at the end of the day, my ROI, my return on investment, is my major concern. And it's always my major concern. I always want to continue to improve my ROI, okay? And that's like, improving it on each and every sport, and then breaking it down again into another subsection of like, how am I doing on my money line? How am I doing on my sides? How am I doing on my totals, right? So that is the important aspect, but I think too many people get caught up in the, in the financial thing. Look at it this way. If you take care of your ROI, the money will come, okay? The money will come and it'll take care of you. So take care of your ROI and the money will take care of you. All right. So that's the best advice I can give for that. Is it really, focus on your ROI, always try to improve it. Always try, even if just like little minuscule improvements by, sharpening some systems, laying off some games is a great way, believe it or not, to increase your ROI, right? Eliminating those questionable games. And that brings me to the first part of his question that he asked, which is how many bets a day, okay? And that is a good question because it ultimately depends on the type of sports bettor that you are. You have value sports bettors that, they'll bet entire cards almost. I mean, not that crazy, but they'll bet like crazy amounts of bets, and all they're looking for is just the thinnest little piece of value. 1% here, 1.5% there. And there's other ones that are like the true handicappers where they'll look for, 2-3 opportunities a day. Sometimes they won't find anything. Other days, they might find 4 or 5 games, and then they'll really just laser focus on those games. For me, I've said this before, I'm more of a hybrid between the two, and I fall more towards the handicapping than just straight value play side, but I'm definitely a hybrid of the two. So it depends on that. But my advice for someone who is getting started out in sports betting, I don't mean just starting out like this is your first week. I mean, I'm talking about, people who've been, kind of doing this less than 5 years, or those recreational players have been doing it more than 5 years, but they've done it recreationally. They don't have that data collected to know that, hey, on NFL sides, my ROI is 3.8%. And then I say, okay, in college basketball money line. What's your ROI? And they can say, oh, 4.6%, right? The people that don't have that data set, how many games should be betting a day? So you would fall into that, we'll still call it amateur category. This is my recommendation. I've said this before on the channel, and some people have used it, and some people have done really well with it. And I still get messages almost weekly about how great this works for them. And this is the best way that I can think that newer people could get started in handicapping. Okay, and here's my recommendation. Take a, you know, if you have a busy day, it doesn't always have to be 6 games, but I use this as an example, okay? So you have a busy weekend, and on Saturday, you find your best 6 games. You rank them from 1 through 6, okay? Number 1 being your absolute best game, lock of the millennium, and number 6 being, you know, the so-so game, your game that if you didn't have to play, you could live without. And now here's what I tell you guys to do, okay? So you have your best game, and you have your worst game, and you have those games in between. Cross out game number 1, cross out game number 6. I know you think that's crazy, okay? So we're getting rid of 6 because that'd be the thinnest value that you can find, okay? We're getting rid of 1 because until you have the ability to identify Vegas trap lines and, you know, and reverse line moves and all that other stuff, until you have the ability to identify that, guys, getting rid of number 1 will probably save you a lot of money. I know that sounds crazy. And if you're honest about it, okay, if you're honest about it, here's what I mean. You identify number 1 as being this great value play, and then you're thinking, oh, it's too good. I'll make it number 2. No, if you're honest about it, guys, it's going to work for you. And here's what you're going to do. You're basically going to bet games 2, 3, 4, and 5. Okay, bet them for the same amount. Find what your unit size is. Bet them for the same amount. What you want to do is you want to track everything, okay? You want to track as much detail as you can, and do this for, you know, for months. Track your number 1 play, okay? If at the end of 3 months, your number 1 play is producing a positive ROI, that's great. That's vindication that you know what you know what you're doing, even though 3 months isn't the greatest sample size. Continue to track it, but now you may start betting that game. Same thing with your number 6 pick, okay? If your number 6 pick is profitable after, you know, 3-4 months, whatever you want to do, start betting it, okay? But that is a fantastic way to start picking the games. You're not picking an outrageous amount of games. So you're picking your best 6 games, and it doesn't always have to be 6. You know, if it's a quiet day, it could be 1 or 2 games, right? It could be 3 games. But when you have those larger days where, you know, you can cherry pick, again, guys, try it out. Believe me, I know a lot of people doubted that. They say, wow, I don't want to get rid of my best game. It's my best game. I like that one the most. But I'm telling you guys, there's a reason why sports books are so incredibly profitable. And it's not because they put out really, really soft lines for the public to be like, that's a good line, I'll take that one. No. They're masters at what they do. And it's a constant cat and mouse game. 15 plus years as a professional, guys. And it is a battle. And you ask any professional out there, and they will tell you the exact same thing, guys. Vegas is constantly evolving and constantly changing, and you have to stay on top of it. And, you know, our goal is 54 to 56%. That's what almost every single professional on earth is going to tell you. And, you know, it doesn't sound like a lot. It is. You can make a lot of money off it. But it just goes to show that people that dedicate their lives to doing this are still only winning 4, 5, 6% above 500, right? Pretty crazy. So that's my recommendation. It's a great question. Thank you, Wrangler Life. And again, guys, I'm going to start to address these more. I might even do like a full question answer video, but for now, I think this is probably the way we'll do it. I'll just include some questions here and there. So let's get into it today, guys. That's the educational part of today. And now it's on to the moolah. All right, guys. So I have 2 plays. I have a 2-unit play. Masterclass, I have 3 additional plays. So for you guys, I have NFL total, and I have a college basketball total. In Masterclass, I have the side for the NFL game. I have a player prop, nice player prop, and I have another total in college basketball. Okay, so let's get started, guys. First off, 2-unit play, NFL football, Pittsburgh and Cincinnati, guys. We are going to go under 40.5. Okay, so under 40.5 Pittsburgh, Cincinnati. Look, I would say at this point, guys, the only money on the over in this game is public money. Every sharp, I mean, I'm sure maybe, okay, look, there could be a pro here or there, or a sharp here or there that's on the over, guys, but pretty well everybody's on the under in this game. Okay, 35% of bets, 69% of money. So, I'm not completely in love with the money distribution, because where would I like to see it? Under 50%. But at the end of the day, guys, it's a very clear indicator of where the sharps are in this, okay? So only 35% of bets. Okay, 65% of bets are on the over. Only 35% of bets on the under, but almost 70% of the money. Tells a very strong story about where the sharps are. Okay, 6 different system indicators. Six different system indicators on an NFL total, guys. I like that. There's steam on the under. Ultimately, there's not much not to like about this play. Yes, I know it is a low total, guys. Done very well with low totals. Again, you always have to look at the psychological aspect of this game. It's just where Vegas sets these totals almost tells you what they want you to do. And in this particular case, guys, there's no question that, they probably could have set this total 43.5, 42.5, something like that. Maybe got a little bit more even. But again, at that point, I mean, you can see the money. They probably would have got crushed at that point. But I think they still would have got public money, taking the over 42, 43.5. They just would have got crushed on the under. But anyways, guys, that's the play. 2 units, Pittsburgh, Cincy, under 40.5. All right, and final play for you guys. Going over to college basketball, we have St. Joseph's and Tennessee, guys. We are going over 147, okay? So St. Joseph, Tennessee, over 147. All right, so thank you guys very much. Really appreciate it. And as always, guys, have a very lucky day.